It's impossible to say at this point, long term, what effect all of what Elon Musk has already done to Twitter and all of the insane things that right-wing grifters will encourage him to do in the near future, what effect it'll have on the platform. But we can take a look at what's already changing. So for instance, there does seem to be a little bit of a mixing up of the partisan tilt of Twitter. If you take a look at this chart, which is put together by the Washington Post, from data made available elsewhere. If you take a look at over time, the change in followers for some Democratic high profile politicians and some Republican high profile politicians, you'll see that since Elon Musk bought Twitter back on October 28th, Marjorie Greene has gained like 350,000 new followers. Others like Jim Jordan have gotten some as well, nearly as many. And then you take a look at people like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren, each losing more than 100,000. Now, the effect is magnified for these most high profile politicians, but they found that there was an effect like this when you take a look at many politicians on each side of the aisle. And there's a lot of potential explanations for this. It might be that some people on the right who hadn't been interested in Twitter have now been encouraged to think that anything will go, and so they're signing up. And maybe some leftists or even Democratic centrists are thinking, well, I keep being told this is gonna be hell, and admittedly I've been saying that, so I guess I'll just sign off. But whatever the explanation is, and Conscious, maybe you have other ideas, we are definitely seeing that it is shifting towards more conservatives flooding into the service and some on the other side of the aisle leaving it. What do you think?
I would agree with you. The only thing I would add to it is I think a lot of conservatives that's hopping on Twitter right now for the first time gonna be in for a rude awakening when they come into contact with Black Twitter and they get the, you know what I'm saying, throwing all their racial illiteracy and throwing their entitlement around and throwing the N-word around and all that. You know, it was a 500% increase of the N-word when, you know, Elon Musk bought it and ushered in his idea of free speech. So right now we see a lot of folks feel like, you know, freedom of speech means freedom of consequence. But Black Twitter has something else to show you.
So at this point, you don't think that Black Twitter is going to be going to one of these other platforms people are talking about, like Post or Mastodon or anything like that? You think they're going to stick around?
Nah, yeah, I think a lot of individuals, a lot of content creators that's a part of Black Twitter is gonna be there to stay. You feel me? I think I feel like a lot of us recognize we live in an anti-Black world that's also structured with a little white supremacy. So I think when you recognize that is the world we live in, you really try to carve out your social life within social depth. You feel me? It's like, listen, man, as a content creator that love talking about white supremacy and anti-Blackness and things like that, I'm gonna get hit on the community guidelines regardless of what platform I'm on. So I'm a rock and roll on Twitter, I'm a rock and roll on TikTok, I'm a rock and roll on YouTube, and that's how a lot of Black people feel. You feel me? Like,
yeah. I only have to fact check one thing. According to our viewers, it's called Tiki Taki now. So, you know.
Hey, my bad. Hey, the clock app, Tiki Taki, you know what I'm saying? We know they be stealing data and doing things. But listen, we know that a lot of these apps be doing, you feel me, shady business with our data. You know what I'm saying? We gotta just, you know.
Yeah, the important thing, I guess, is to make sure that you have a presence on multiple things just in case. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's been a massive exodus yet. But I can already say that my experience is not as positive as it was previously. I would say the single largest contributor to that was the launch of Twitter Blue Verified, which was most distinctive for having no verification whatsoever, which is weird. Why would they call it that? So for $8, you could just get a picture of a blue check mark put next to your account and feel free to spread misinformation and launch targeted harassment campaigns with the sheen of respectability and authority. So that was a great idea. We also don't know the long-term impacts of him firing over half of the company and then driving a significant chunk of the remaining employees out. Also politically, the right believes, and some in the center just publish whatever Elon Musk said. Isn't it weird that they assume that everything that this billionaire says publicly is the truth? Like, why are they extending goodwill to a person who has so regularly lied openly about products and services and his company, clearly trying to manipulate stock prices in public? It's weird that everybody just assumes he's always telling the truth. But anyway, one of the most recent claims he's making is that he's some kind of political moderate, even though he is, as I say this, responding to a right-wing grifter on Twitter. I'm sure, go check. He also, by the way, literally told people to vote for Republicans in the midterm elections, which I've never seen the CEO of a social media company do before. He's already saying he's gonna support Ron DeSantis in the 2024 election. So again, the right would love to say that they just want an even playing field. They just want free speech. No, they want what they're getting, which is a platform which is increasingly tilted towards benefiting and advantaging their side of the aisle, while many leftist and anti-fascist Twitter accounts are being banned on a regular basis. So yeah, the tilt is pretty clear, Conscious. You have any other thoughts about the direction of Twitter?
Hey, I seen this funny thing on I think it was Twitter actually. They called and referred to Elon Musk as phony Stark. I thought that was funny, you know what I'm saying? Just because, a lot of people don't recognize. I feel like Elon Musk is a very paraded, accountant, and we don't recognize that he ain't really created nothing. He just know how to like take over a company and fund it, you know what I mean? So when it comes to him running Twitter into the ground, I think it's gonna be able to show a lot of individuals that just because you have economic authority, it don't mean you have intellectual authority. And just because you have a knack for being able to generate profit, it don't mean you're smart.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I would argue that it's been a lot of dumb throughout history that's been able to show that they have a mastery for being able to generate profit, but they have a horrible understanding of humanity, a horrible understanding of human relations, horrible understanding of how literally the world works outside of the little bubble they made for themselves. And Elon Musk is showing us that.
Yeah. And I have not seen much evidence throughout my life or in what I've seen from history that becoming incredibly wealthy and powerful naturally leads you to be an ethical or moral person. Fingers
like
crossed.
We say in the hood, man. Like we say in the hood. Just because you make money don't make you real. Just because you got money don't make you real. I think that is a paradigm that goes on in lower socioeconomic communities that I feel like we can apply in every instance. Just because you got money don't make you a moralistic person.
Yeah. And we could have a version of that. Just because you were born into the great wealth of your parents from gem mines in South Africa doesn't mean you're a moralistic person. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.